Hi everyone, this is Housebroken Conversations about freedom. This is the first episode, so I'm just going to introduce it a little bit for you. I'm going to release a new song soon called Housebroken, and it's about this moment of realizing that our life isn't fully ours, that we have made choices that were not really made by us, but by different influences that we've had, who we think or we thought we are supposed to be, who we used to be, what our parents thought we should be, what society thinks we should be. And that leads us to make certain decisions, certain choices in our lives. And then comes this moment, if we are on the journey for growth, which we hopefully all are, comes this moment of realizing that we have to make a change. And that's scary. So to give us all some inspiration and some ideas about how to do that, I'm going to talk to some inspiring people that I know from my life who have made really brave choices and left the life that they had in a certain way and made a change and now lead a life that is more theirs thanks to that. The first people I'm going to talk to are a beautiful couple, both artistically and personally. They are Maya Gelfman and Roie and Avidan. They have been living in a van, mostly in America, and for the past 3.5 years, creating art, creating connections, creating communities. And their story is so inspiring to me. So I'm going to divide it into several episodes because it's just too complex and beautiful and deep to share all in one go. So this episode is the beginning, and it starts with Roie and Maya living in an apartment in Tel Aviv, having a successful life, two great artistic careers, friends, a beautiful apartment, centrally located, and everything that objectively constitutes a happy, successful life. But still, at the end of the day, they had this feeling that something is missing. So on this first episode, they're going to share how they moved from this situation into creating a life that is more truly theirs. And most importantly, what question they asked themselves that helped them figure out what it is that they want. Enjoy.
This phase that we're discussing now started probably about 5.5 years ago. At that point, we were still living in Tel Aviv. We had our separate and together careers. We had what you would definitely call a very good life. And as much as you can have one at our age group in Israel, a comfortable life, even though we were renting. It was an awesome house. We had lots of friends and successful careers in terms of Israel, which doesn't always translate to lots of money, but and even though it seemed that everything was great, there was some part in our gut, in our soul, that kept feeling unsatisfied, as if this is not the life that we're supposed to lead. And we both felt it, both separate and together, for years. And a question came to us from the ether, and we wrote it down on some random note that was lying on the coffee table. And the question was and is, it was in Hebrew, but I'll translate. The question is, at the end of the day, when you go to bed, what are the 5 things that needed to happen that day so that you can honestly, deeply feel it was a good day? Or to paraphrase, what are the 5 top elements of your meaningfulness and joy in life? And it took us longer than expected to answer it, for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like a simple question, but if you really try to answer it, actually the first version was three things, and then we realized that 3 was too little, and more than 5 is too much, because you go into like
resolution,
like little details. But 5, kind of like top 5, was a good summary of who you are and what you need to be happening on a daily basis. And then you start answering that, and then you see that maybe some of your answers are connected to those expectations of whatever, others, your parents, the society, everything that you talked about, or even you like expecting from yourself to be a certain person that you're not.
Probably mostly that, like old notions of yourself and expectations from yourself that were maybe never true. Maybe they were true 5 years ago or half a year ago, but they're not relevant to the here and now because you change all the time. So we asked this question out loud. It was like a daily game every day, usually just the two of us, sometimes with friends or family. It's a very recommended dinner game. I recommend. And at the end, and like you get all these things, and then you start moving around to have only 5, and you surprise yourself sometimes, and even shock yourselves. And at the end of about 8 weeks, we were definitely sure with our list of 5, and the list in no particular order was meaningful human interaction, connecting to nature on a deep level, creating, experiencing something brand new, and amazing food. Which is always brings out a laugh, but for us, honestly, if we don't feel that we ate something that's really amazing and was made with love, we are depressed come nighttime.
And usually we are the one that make it, but it needs to come with like passion and love and like preciseness.
So once we had that list, it was very abundantly clear that even if we had a very good life, it was still dictated by past choices, and it did not facilitate the maximum potential for these 5 things to happen for us each and every day. And being extremists as we are, we decided that we are going to completely deconstruct our life as we know it, all the way down to the very first stepping stone, which is like just the two of us, and rebuild around the potential for these 5 things to happen every day.
The priorities are always like off because you're always trying to accomplish whatever it is you need to accomplish before you can, like, it's like the carrot and the stick. We're always choosing the stick, and we wanted to recreate our day in a way that we could choose the carrot all the time, every day.
They're really great, aren't they? So we're going to continue their story next time, but for now, I think it would be really nice to stop and think about this question. I'm going to put it here in the description. So you're welcome to think about it. Ask yourself this question out loud, like Roie and Maya suggest, and ask friends, people you love, have a conversation, and let me know what you came up with and what you thought. And if you're looking forward to the next episode as much as I am. By the time it was morning,